Today is my last day wearing this uniform, and I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck Donald Trump.
Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakak Badash. Double honor to our apostles, elders, and bishops here at Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's going all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Atazawan. We're back at it again with another short lesson, right? As short, as that clip we saw of the young man in uniform. Pretty much looked like an Edomite, but we don't know. But the whole point is here in Babylon the Great, even their military personnel are deciding that, this is not what they signed up for, right? To be in the military. And a lot of them, those that can retire are going to retire. They're getting out. You see, because they're saying that basically, especially with this bill that just passed, that they didn't sign up to be a part of the ISH's military. Okay, so a lot of those that qualify for retirement are leaving. Those that are what they call ETSing, they're getting ready to walk away, and essentially they're going to have to start that draft. Okay, they're going to have to do it because many of those who are serving now, like I said, and they have the opportunity to get out of it, they're going to leave. And not only just them, I know from personal, experience, several people that work for these different agencies and what used to be the DOD, all right, now it's DOW, right? They call it the Department of War, okay? A lot of those different agencies that help support the military, or the defense of Babylon the Great, they're retiring, you see, because again, they're saying that how they're unpleased with the way that things are being done, the way this country is being run, and what this administration is going about doing. And a lot of them are retiring. They're going on and getting out of here. All right, when it comes to those federal, what they used to call civil service jobs. Okay, so a lot of those people, the civilians, are leaving because at every military base, you have a civilian staff. All right, known as GS workers. Okay, so they're leaving. All right, and you gotta understand this place is done for. This is it. And the scriptures bear out that Babylon will be taken down. Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, shall be taken down. All right, and just gonna get a few scriptures, not many. We'll go into them, different versions of them. All right, and we'll read them, so that you see that all things prophecy will come to pass. All right, dealing with especially this place, Babylon the Great, and the other nations, right, as they prepare themselves, as the Lord has put the Spirit on them, to get prepared for what? World War III, where the Lord is going to judge the nations. Okay, but particularly this place, all right, for the things that were done, against the Israelites. Okay, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. This is Revelation 18 and 4. It reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues," right? So this would be the elect of the Lord being beamed up out of the way, okay, for the sins of Babylon the Great, all right, that there's going to be a great, great judgment, namely of those nuclear missiles, okay? Verse 5, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right? That's the pride of this country as they look at themselves as the greatest military on the planet, the greatest country, the richest country, you know, so on and so on and so on. Okay? Which is the pride of Esau, Edom, and his sister. Okay? Verse 8, therefore shall her place come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judges her, right? So it's all about judgment for Babylon the Great. This is a place of judgment, okay? And we're getting closer and closer, one to the deliverance and also to the destruction of Babylon the Great, which, as we're reading already, is prophesied, okay? So let's quickly go over to Isaiah 47, and we got it in the NIV, and let's read it. Verse 1, go down, sit in the dust, virgin daughter Babylon, sit on the ground without a throne, queen city of the Babylonians, right? She sitteth the queen, and will see no sorrow, right? We just read that, okay? Queen city of the Babylonians, no more will ye be called tender or delicate. Take millstone and grind flour, take off your veil, lift up your skirt, bare your legs, and wade through the streams. Your nakedness will be exposed. See, and America has been exposed for their wickedness. Okay? And your shame uncovered. I will take vengeance. I will spare no one. Our Redeemer, the Lord Almighty is his name, is the Holy One of Israel. And it's not talking about these people, right, that they have this new bill passed for, right? Because these are the wicked, right, of Esau, Edom, the upper echelon, if you will, right? They got a name for him. It starts with a Z, right? Sounds like lion. And they're those people who have hijacked, basically, Babylon the Great in terms of this bill that they just passed, okay? And again, many of the civilian workers are saying, I'm not with this. Many of the military, right, the soldiers are saying they're not with this, okay? Verse 5, sit in silence, go into darkness, queen city of the Babylonians. No more will ye be called queen of kingdoms, okay? Verse 6, I was angry with my people and desecrated my inheritance. I gave them into your hands, and ye showed them no mercy. Even on the aged ye laid a very heavy yoke. See, and that's really the sins of this place, right? Because they shed the blood, the innocent blood of the Israelites here, and it has to be paid for, okay? You said, quote, I am forever an eternal queen, end quote, but ye did not consider these things or reflect on what might happen. Now then, listen, you lover of pleasure, lounging in your security and saying to yourself, I am and there is none besides me. I will never be a widow or suffer the loss of children. Right? That's the pride of Babylon the Great, aka USA. You see? So the Lord is going to bring this place down. Okay, we go over here to Joel, and let's jump in right there in verse 9. It says, Joel 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I am strong. Right? Yeah, these other nations, what was often referred to many years ago as third world nations, they were a backwards people. You know, they were not of modern times and could never really get to the level of where Babylon the Great was as far as defense and weaponry. Well, they put a lot of their wealth and money into their defenses, okay? Now you got the analogy of farm tools, right, for agriculture, but they turn that money or their agriculture, their main thing for survival, they took a lot of time and effort to build up what their war chest, as it were, right? All these other nations, okay, have become just as strong when it comes to war against this war for this country in the West, as it were. All right, these people of the West. So now this is why they kept saying, well, Iran can't have a nuclear bomb. Why can't they? You got one. You see. So metaphorically speaking, they left. They didn't have put that much money in the agriculture as they did over the years to put into their defense to protect themselves. Okay? Going on, it says in verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause the mighty one, Salakia, the mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, right, which is World War III, right? And it'll be over there in that part of the world that they love to refer to as the Middle East. Okay? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fat overfloweth, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, right? So that's what's going to happen. This is going to all eventually lead to World War III, all right, and for the destruction of Babylon the Great. Sure, there'll be other places to get hit, but mainly this place will be burned from one end to the other. Jeremiah 50, and this is in the Amplified. Yeah, we start there at verse 9. It reads, for I am raising up an army of great nations from the north. They will join forces to attack Babylon, and she will be captured. The enemy's arrows will go straight to the mark. They will not miss. Yeah, those nuclear warheads. Babylonia will be looted until the attackers are glutted with loot. I, the Lord, Yahweh, right, by Shem Yahushua, have spoken. You rejoice and are glad, you who plundered my chosen people. See, and that's what this place has done. They bought us, they sold us, they used us, they shed our blood, okay? They mistreated us, they hung us, they burned us, they skinned us, right? They did all types of horrible things to us while they have us here in captivity, okay? So there has to be a payback for it, all right? You frisked about like a calf in the meadow and neigh like a stallion, right? Enjoying yourselves. Remember, they lived deliciously, right? While they had the Israelites in captivity, okay? And became rich off of us. You see? Verse 12, but your homeland will be overwhelmed with shame and disgrace. You will become the least of nations, a wilderness, a dry, desolate land. All right? Because of the Lord's anger, Babylon will become a deserted wasteland. All who pass by will be horrified and will gasp at the destruction they see there. Yes, prepare to attack Babylon, all you surrounding nations. Let your archers shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout war cries against her from every side. Look, she surrendereth, her walls have fallen. It is the Lord's vengeance. So take vengeance on her, do to her as she hath done to others. Right? And this place has gone all around the world trying to suck the blood of all the other nations, okay, led by these small hatters, okay, whom they're in contract with, all right? Verse 16, take from Babylon all those who plant crops, send all the harvesters away. Because of the sword of the enemy, everyone will run away and rush back to their own lands, And when you look at this a little bit here, let's go back to the top of 16, verse 16. Take from Babylon all those who plant crops, send all the harvesters away. These are the workers, all right, that keep Babylon afloat in terms of their military and those who are defense contractors, right, who work for all these different agencies within the DOD or DOW now, okay? They're walking away, all right? So there's where your troops are leaving, you see? We'll get one more and we'll be done. This will be, let's see here. Salakius, this second, Esdras 15, Salakia. I forgot where it was. Let's jump in right here, verse 27. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him." Right? Babylon the Great, behold a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild Salakia, as the wild boars of the woods, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, and these are those nations over there, that you would call Iran, the Arabians, Ishmaelites, okay? And then also you have to think about Russia, eventually maybe Turkey. And you got India, you got China, North Korea. You see, these are these other nations, okay? And then shall verse 31, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silent through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, see, the other nations, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stores upon the earth, even their own store, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, the dung of men unto the camel's hue. All right, so it's going to be great death, right? Many people dying, okay, in this war. Verse 37, there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid and tremble, and shall come upon them. Salakia, and trembling shall come upon them, and then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the clouds shall be raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. The great and mighty clouds shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star. When these things, the missiles start flying all over the place, and these warheads start detonating, it's going to be total destruction. All right, fire and hail and flying swords. You see those missiles, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn. and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. You see? And that's what's going to happen to this place. For her sins have reached unto heaven. But you're starting to see now that even their mighty men here in Babylon have become weak. Okay? And they're ready to just cut and run. They're not willing to defend this place. You see? So, of course, with this new deal, with this thing that they just struck with the small hat is over. Salakia, the small hat is over there. What? That's going to lead to what? Foreign troops coming over here. Okay? That's what's going to happen. So, this place is done for, and the prophecies speak of the destruction, right, of Babylon the Great and the gathering of all these other nations, in which all those nations over there have nuclear capability. And if they don't have it, they got a neighboring alliance over there that does have it, that can give it to them. Okay? So the prophecies will, be brought to pass. All right? Concerning World War III. But you see, how Babylon is becoming extremely weak now. All right? So I just wanted to touch on that just a little bit. All right? Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. And, we just have to hold on. Keep the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And the Lord willing, we'll be delivered, and we'll get to watch it from above, you see. So that I end the lesson right there, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Shalom.